your girl.
What is up, you guys? It's your girl Ashley Janae, and I'm back with another video as well as a new hairdo, okay? And I'm also back with your boy.
Anthony, what's the deal, y'all? I'm back at it again, back in action, better than before, you know what I'm saying? And I'm about to tell you a little something. Let's get it.
All right, he active and he got this energy today, all right? I'm loving that. So today we're going to be talking about ways to stop oversharing. Not only are we going to be talking, but we're going to be munching. We have some wonderful fruit here, which he's tearing up. So if you see us munching, what do you need to do?
You need to mind your business because I'm enjoying mine.
Oh, okay. Well, we scared of you, all right? And not only that, but we are here for the information. All right. So first things first, let's jump straight into it. The people who know everything about us are not always the people that deserve it. The fastest way to lose your privacy nowadays is literally one conversation at a time. Oftentimes, people confuse authenticity with having to overshare.
Yeah, and oversharing is no good because if you're just giving out information and stuff that people don't deserve, then it's taken away from you. It's taken away from your mysterious, existence. You want to make sure that people still, you got to keep them guessing. You know what I mean? You don't want to be too predictable, but it's okay to be your real self and let people know the origin of where you stand and how you view things. Your perspective is everything. You want to make sure people see you in a certain perspective, not just oh, they're just that, they're just simple. You know what I mean? Don't be so simple.
All right, we went a little bit off track, but he did make some really good points. So the main point about why oversharing is really a bad thing outside of just mysteriousness and stuff, because that's a personal choice, is just that not everybody has your best interests at heart. So if everybody does not have your best interests at heart and you are oversharing, as he stated, you are giving people access to information that can be used against
Yeah.
you in
Ammo.
any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's gonna be ammo. They're like, oh, that person that you share them your insecurities. Everybody has some type of insecurities. It doesn't have to be physical. It could be something that you feel like you lack, whether it's finances. It could be something that you feel like you lack in regards to education, or just some type of skill you may feel like you lack. But that's just your own mind telling you that. And if you're letting other people know that, then they could try to feed on that and hit you with it. Oh, you suck at that, you suck at this, or and then all of a sudden now you're losing confidence in something that you actually are good at.
All right, so now we're gonna discuss ways to protect yourself. So, number one, don't fill silence with your personal information. I feel like sometimes when you are talking to people, even if it's your friend, because we all have those friendships sometimes where there's kind of no substance and the only thing we talk about is ourselves and everything that's going on. And I feel like that's the problem, because when you fill silence with personal information, you are just telling people something just because, and not even because it's necessary. All right. And again, do you really want to give people that ammo? And not only that, but is this even necessary for someone to know? Even if it's nothing that they could use against you, is this necessary for someone to know in the first place? Right? Number two, answer what is asked. I feel like I used to do this a lot, and so I have a lot of experience with this in the past. But I could be asking you how your day went, and all of a sudden I know about your cousin and your aunt's marriage and
Yeah.
how she cheated and did this and that. I can know that your dog just died. Like, you know what
All
I'm
kinds of
saying?
stuff. You get people, you let somebody know, oh, your credit score or something hit your credit that you didn't want to hit. Oh, now, oh, okay, now you're having financial issues. But little they know that your finances might be okay, but now they're over there spreading all kinds of stuff. Oh, they had a bad day because they told me about their credit. They didn't ask you about your credit, but you told them. You volunteered information. Now they're thinking you're financially unstable and all kinds of stuff. But you know it's just little things that people could do. They could just start assuming all kinds of things just because of a little bit of information you gave, and you don't want people to be able to just assume things.
And then that also leads to regret sometimes,
Yeah.
because like I said, if I just asked you, how is your day going, and then all of a sudden I know your credit score, I know what happened to your car last night, I know who did X, Y,
Yeah.
and Z last week, now I know your mom's social security, you're
Yeah.
doing too much. When I can tell you about yourself after I ask you a simple question, that is a clue that you are answering a little bit too much. And again, it's okay if that's something that you like to do, but
Yeah.
also, why does someone need to know that? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Stick to the script and just answer what is needed, and
Mhm.
you keep it going. If someone, is asking about something, you just give them the straight to the
Hmm.
point, and that's it. And if you don't even want to overshare certain things because
Right.
it's personal, let it be.
It's like a locksmith. Sometimes people can start their cars with screwdrivers. You're not gonna want to tell nobody. Oh, yesterday they had to fix my car. And now I can start my car with a screwdriver or a butter knife. You feel me? Like some stuff you just don't tell people because
Mhm.
now they could let other people know. Next thing you know, your car is missing. You got to call your insurance company. Like what? That's your fault.
Exactly. I think number 3 is don't use vulnerability to create an instant connection. When you want to get to know somebody, you don't want a trauma bond. What is a trauma bond? I believe I discussed this before in a video already, but for those that are new to my page, a trauma bond is mainly, in my opinion, when you're only bonded with somebody over a situation or just over something that was a bit traumatic or just some crazy toxic situation. When you trauma bond, most likely that is all you'll have to your experience and bond with that person. It's always going to be tied to just chaos,
Negative
drama,
things.
or just something about relationships and stuff. There is no substance outside of what you initially bonded for.
Yeah.
Even if it progresses, you'll realize when you really sit back and reflect that is just a trauma bond. It's
Yeah.
just all about this, and that. Okay. So, anyways, why do I say that? Because when you trauma bond with people, you don't really have a substance, like I said, between them. And in order to see if it's truly just a trauma bond with somebody, you have to know other details about them just outside of whatever you guys were talking
Yeah.
about. So it's like actually get to know somebody just outside of simple things, surface things, or I got this going on in my life, so do you, and some trauma drama. Okay.
Oh,
You need to really get to know somebody on a deeper
yeah.
level.
And also misery loves company. You don't want to be that person who is just always talking about negative or good. If you know that person is going through a lot of negative things, and then you're hitting them with a lot of positive things you're going through, it could create jealousy, and then they might try to figure out a way how to put you in their situation. They might be like, oh, I want you to be miserable too, so I'm gonna do something to you. You feel me? Or say something to you that puts you in my mindset. You feel me? So that's why oversharing sometimes is a bad thing as well. You have to know who you're dealing with, and like she said, trauma bonding is not a real bond.
All right, so the next one is going to be to share slowly. I think that when you are somebody that talks a lot and just overshares sometime, it's easy for you to just spill your guts. I think number 1, just talk slow, just speak really slowly. When you are explaining things, maybe just start with a little bit at a time. And I think that that will help you throughout that little bit of a time recognize when you're doing too much. So
Yeah.
I would just say that that's the thing as well. Another good point that I want to point out is that just because somebody is a good listener as well does not necessarily mean that they are someone that's instantly trustworthy, someone that you should be telling all of your information to, okay? Because there are a lot of people that listen and they do not have good intentions, and there are a
Right.
lot of people that listen simply because they love the tea. Nowadays,
Yeah.
we love a good tea story, okay? And don't let the wrong person hear it, and all of a sudden it's a viral post on
And
Instagram
they
and
can't wait to
TikTok.
tell the next person, "Ooh, guess what? Guess what? Such and such just told me this morning, or whatever."
Exactly. And an
Like what?
example could be in a workspace as
Hmm.
well, where, you just feel like, oh, somebody's a good listener and this, and that. And all of a sudden, everybody's telling you about your life and what's
Yeah.
going on while you're at work.
And then now they're starting to predict things that are gonna happen to
But
you,
it's
or
not even
things
about
like that. Like
predicting, you
what?
guys. It's just more so about like, does somebody need to know this info? Because
Yeah.
whether you predict or not, I wouldn't even care, to be honest. And sometimes you are going to be predictable to people that know you, especially if you overshare with people that you know sometimes. And sometimes your personality, like, you could literally just be predictable.
Yeah.
But it's more so like, why does somebody need to know things that they shouldn't? You know what I'm saying? Or like extra details and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess overall, you guys, the whole point is just be very discerning with who you tell your information to, because everybody does not deserve it. Take your time when you're explaining things. Just answer what is asked. Don't use a personal story or overshare just to get close with people. Have more substance. Get to know them beyond just some trauma bond topics, right?
Hmm.
And just use some methods to protect yourself against oversharing. because again, not everybody has your best interest at heart. When it comes to the topic of oversharing, it's not even a bad thing, right? That anyone's listening. It's not a bad thing that you are sharing. It's who you are sharing with, that could
Yeah.
potentially be the problem. And it's also just knowing who has good intentions when they are a good listener.
Mhm.
So that was the video, you guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you have any thing that you want to say or any comments, make sure you comment down below, and also make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Until then, is there anything you want to add to wrap this on up?
Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna enjoy my fruit.
All right. And until next time, you guys,